Salve, galera, capetas, capetos, lovers and haters. Tá começando agora mais um episódio gravado, um episódio especial. Vocês estão ouvindo aí, ó, esse cool jazz rolando. Salve, equipe maravilhosa aí, pra quem é de boa noite, pra quem é de bom dia, muito bom dia.
Salve.
E hoje nós vamos conversar com um pianista de jazz. Ele é sueco. Ele já tocou em mais de 33 países. 2.000 gigs, como a gente chama, né? Apresentações de jazz. E ele tem uma história curiosa, que veio fazer 2 datas de concerto aqui no Brasil antes da pandemia. E por conta da pandemia ficou no Brasil e saiu daqui do Brasil depois de 2 anos com um filho, casado e, claro, o seu laço fortalecido aqui com o país. Tô falando do Mattias Nilsson, convidado de hoje. How's it going? Yeah. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
It's very nice to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. Be back in Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, you're always traveling, but once in a while coming back to Brazil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your connection to Brazil. How did it happen?
Well, I met a gorgeous woman from Brazil.
Ah, that's poison. They're so poisonous.
You can't do anything.
I know.
You know, game over.
I felt the same trap. I mean, not exactly the same, different snake, but
Yeah. No, but we met in Denmark.
Ah, nice.
So she was abroad already and liked Europe.
Oh, cool.
So, and a Brazilian woman in that part of the world, it's for us Nordic people.
Yeah,
it's hot.
So she's easy to be noticed. That was easy to be noticed.
Yeah.
That's nice. And then you met her, and before the pandemics, how did you end up here and during the pandemic?
Well, I was playing in Moscow, and I had one day home in Malmö. We live in Malmö, and she went before to see her family here in Brazil and sisters and brothers or so, and I came afterwards to visit, and I planned to stay 2 weeks. I had a carry-on with me, and I had gigs in Europe coming up. So I go visit 2 weeks, go back, do the tour in Europe, and then go back in Brazil and stay a little longer.
Okay.
But I did 2 gigs in 2020 in March, and then the pandemic happened, and I ended up staying 1 year and 8 days
In Brazil
with a carry-on, and
And during that time, you guys, you call her your girlfriend or wife?
We are engaged.
Engaged. Your fiancé. So, when you came here before the pandemics, were you already engaged or like having a serious relationship already?
Yeah, we've been together 3 years.
I see. Okay.
So we came here. Let me see here. The pandemic messed up a lot of things with time. You know?
I mean,
but we were engaged.
This is very curious about the pandemics. How memory, I mean, like the chronological memory is hard to keep up because.
Yeah, a week became. I mean, the timing there. It's like a week passed by very quickly.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Oh, it's Friday again. You know.
Right. Many times I didn't even know what day of the week was.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
But we were engaged before.
Okay.
Before the pandemic. Yeah, 19 in December there.
All right. Well, it was also good. I mean, to live together. I mean, to everyday life. That's big trial for most of marriages and close relationships, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're not used to working from home. Me as a freelance musician, I have home office 19 years now. So I organize my day, but I can imagine people having a more normal or other job, going to the job. Now they have to work from home. So it must be really challenging for them.
As a jazz musician, I want to know about the Swedish jazz music scene. Because here in Brazil, if you need to be very talented to be a jazz musician. Usually, you need lots of skills for understanding harmony, also being quick on improvising, but for finding job for a jazz musician here in Brazil is very hard. So parents usually, when you start announcing that you want to be a jazz musician, usually parents and people around get very worried.
Yeah.
How was it for you, and how is the scene there in Sweden?
Well, my dad is a classical piano player, and he plays jazz too. So we started with both genres. You read music, but you also improvise. Cool. So if I played Mozart and I didn't want to play the way it was written. If it was. Maybe.
Nice.
Or something, He changed the music, so I learned. He found out that I wanted to improvise, so he wrote what I was hearing instead.
Oh, okay.
So I have the support from home. At that age, 6, 7. But then when it becomes a reality, like I'm 19, leaving school, applying for different education to in Sweden we have folk high schools, which means you live on the school if possible, and you study music all day, just music. And I went to some of them. At first I wasn't accepted anywhere.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so 1 year I was home, I was practicing and so on. Then I eventually was accepted, but I always been the last person to get in. Like last in line. Oh yeah, we have 7 before you. So, but eventually I came in and so, and I went to 3 of those schools. But the last school I started to freelance. I wanted to, so I looked for jobs myself. It's always
even before school.
Yeah. So, I looked for jobs. You learn to talk to people. Yeah. The business. No one will call you. You have to go out and write. But then the other students at the school, they were auditioning for the music academy. And I did too. I don't know why, because I was already playing, freelancing, making some money. And I was offered a place there. After all 7, said no. So, but then I said no.
Oh yeah. So now I don't want.
Yeah. So then the worry started a little bit with my parents. But maybe you have a safety net. You do the teaching. You do a teaching program, so you can teach if you not make a living. Okay. Then I said no. So what are you gonna do? Well, I start to hang out in jam session and create my own scenes. And then after some months, it turns. Okay, yeah, that's the way it is. I didn't want to have a safety net, because if I had a safety net, I probably would have fallen back on that. So I have no safety net.
I see what you mean.
So that's the thing with after a while they understood that this is the hard way, that it needs to be. Okay.
And brave from your side. And that music school that you mentioned, was it in between high school or like after you ended high school? How old were you?
20.
Oh, 20, okay.
So high school is
we finished like around 17.
Okay, high school and then college.
Yeah, then college.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of a college, this music school you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then the other thing you said there with the scene, it's. I think I am one of the few, maybe in Sweden, that only I don't teach. I've been.
All right. Sorry about the.
Oh,
so you don't teach. You're like really.
It's like
Make your living out of your piano.
Concerts. 19 years only. Oh, not only, but only playing for 19 years.
Okay, now.
Yeah, now this is...
You've been playing for 19
years professionally, making my living out of just music.
I see.
So,
that's nice.
My own manager, booking agent, promoter, musical director. Oh, yeah, and I'm the artist too. So,
okay.
the package, I'm the guy who...
delivers art, yeah.
Yeah, so it's different tasks and different personalities you need to switch in from.
You're right. I mean, nowadays it's very common that musicians and artists in general, they need to be their own manager, their own publisher, their own advertisers or marketing guy or whatever, right? And it's not easy for anyone because we always tell it here, and I tell also my students that being a great musician, it's only the beginning. It's like the least you need to know, you need to be, It's only the beginning. All the rest will make a difference.
There's so many talented artists, musicians. I mean, they're much better than
Your
I
coffee.
will. Oh, thank you.
You know, one sugar or with plain?
Just black strong coffee. Thank you.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you, but he ordered coffee because you arrived today from Argentina at 2 a.m., correct?
Yes.
So thanks again. I mean, again, I thank you for coming even on a very tough schedule.
No, but I think sometimes when we are a little tired, relaxed, whatever we do, if we talk, if we perform, sometimes the brain is not fully working, but our emotions, it's more open.
Yeah.
It doesn't reach the intellect. Have you noticed it when you play?
Yes.
When you play?
Yes. Obviously, my arms could be numb, but somehow I can get more spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
All my filters are off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Your filters, your sense of your criticism is kind of off, which is good.
That's good.
But the arms are numb, so it's hard to find a balance.
No, the thing with doing everything, I mean, there is so many people that are much better than I will be and am, but they maybe not have the skill that I think I have to just tell them where they are playing. Where am I playing? I'm good at letting people know where I'm performing.
Good.
I have a newsletter and send out, and I mean I think I read somewhere that it's not that people don't want to come to your shows, but they don't know about them.
You're right.
So it's a simple thing, and I know it's very. I don't even think because I post where I'm performing, and of course other people see that, they get envious and all that, but it's just part of what you have to do. Just hey, I'm playing. Would you like to see it? But in most cases, they don't even know that you're doing it. So
you're right. For me, for instance, I find hard many times just to let people know where I'm playing or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
I forget about it. I find it very hard to document and to tell people about me. I've been always like this, but now it's
easier if someone
mandatory.
Else. Yeah, I don't know if I like it because you get so split. You're practicing. In my case, I'm playing a little bit piano, and then, I have to tell where you're gonna hear this, and I just want to focus on the thing because time these days is so fragmented that it's less focus on one thing. It's interruption and notifications and so on.
You're right. So it's hard, very many times, very hard to switch from the artist the manager, business guy, and
Yeah.
more pragmatic
Yeah.
side of you.
I mean, if I'm doing a tour, I work with a jazz singer from US, and I book her in Europe, and she was with me now in Chile.
Oh, I see.
But I didn't book the gig. It was friends of mine. So it was, and it's nice, it's nice to hang out with her, and you have the concert. But it's it's new people, it's new relations. You have to read certain people having a nice vibe in the temporary rhythm section. It's so many layers. So for me to just enjoy. No, I have to think about that. How is that? You're going in and out of different roles.
I see.
And then, like, if you do a post, you need to take the best, make it look the best, because sometimes normally if I do concerts, I only play acoustic instrument.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like a real piano?
Yeah, real piano.
Then you have it on a rider. I mean, you need to, not everywhere they have the acoustic piano. So the riders, not for every pub or anything.
No, and I mean, I need to compromise, especially maybe in Latin America with certain venues.
Okay.
So I didn't know what I was, for example, in Chile, I didn't know what I was playing. And so, but if you then do a post, you make it, you don't show the instrument. So I'm very careful with,
okay. Not to change your image.
No, exactly.
Not to harm your image of this acoustic guy. Okay, I see what you mean. What about the tuning of this? I mean, the acoustic pianos many times could have a rough tuning. There's a story about Keith Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it was on concert, but one of his famous concerts that he was like practicing, trying out the piano. Piano had a really rough key.
Sure.
And he done and he used to improvise the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So Keith Jarrett was like, he'd done like 3 hours of improvisation, always avoiding the out-of-tune keys. Like, you have to think, like, you're not so free on improvising. It was genius.
Yeah.
How's the key? I mean, it's always cool.
In Europe, in general, we have very good instruments. I play a lot of solo concerts in churches in Sweden because they have a Steinway grand piano tuned for you.
That's great.
So, but I'm not. I mean, if you have to be very humble and make things work, even though it's not. I'm not in that position to say, it's not a Steinway D model. I'm not going to do the concert. And then also for this instrument, if you change the sound, which I did, for example, if I have to play electric, I can change it to a Rhodes sound.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because then it can melt more together.
Can you tell about this instrument? Is it yours? Did you?
Pandemic instrument.
Sorry.
Pandemic instrument. Yeah.
Okay, you got it to go through pandemics at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just something very simple.
Okay.
To practice on, and also that it has internal speakers.
Oh, so it's got its
external
own sound.
How do you say?
External, yeah.
External. Yeah, external. Yeah.
So we can hear it. I mean, you don't need to plug it in.
No.
To get any sound.
Because sometimes you have to bring. I'm starting over in Brazil, meeting a lot of musicians, playing. Gigs, and then if it's smaller places and they say you have a keyboard, I don't want to bring another amplifier.
Okay.
So that's what I got. I got something with speakers
and this is easy to carry with you, right?
Yeah. Then I think. Some different
sounds.
I haven't learned. I know. I'm not into the electronic so much. So I haven't. I know how to change the sound, and I know it has a Bluetooth function, so I can practice along, which is very good.
Cool. With the Bluetooth in-ear stuff.
Yeah, I plug earphones.
Okay, cool.
And I have some music on the computer or the phone. So.
Yeah, you can play like Spotify here and play along.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Or your backing tracks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Not a funny, but a very interesting thing about your background. You have the background of classic music, also jazz, improvising stuff, and also the Scandinavian folk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about how the amount of skills that a musician need to have nowadays, but also you need to outstand, like among other players. Many times we need to have, wide background.
Yeah.
How is it with the Scandinavian? Obviously, you come from Sweden, but what is it? How do you connect like Mozart and the Scandinavian folk stuff? Did you find common spots? It's not like a switch among different styles, but they come all together.
I think that comes from. This is not anything against schools, but you meet musicians and in schools and you study. But the faster you can get away from all that, what you learn, the better. You go out, you do a little traveling, you meet other musicians, you discover they like that style. Oh, but is that that's fine. Everyone is different and they have their taste. And really to be humble, and if my passion is jazz, someone else's might be heavy metal, and really to respect that, because that makes your mind open too. And I've been playing salsa, gospel, rock, classical and all that. And since I am away from all my mind don't think what other people would think, like purists, like jazz musicians or classical, which can be the worst ever.
You're right.
It's only that exists in the whole world. But I don't care about that anymore. So I melt styles, or I don't think styles. Since I play solo piano, I play what I hear. I get influences from things I listen to, and I can do. It really depends in the moment what I feel. If I have solo concerts, and I have a selection of repertoire, but I only make the set list when I come to the venue and I feel the instrument and the acoustic. So then I know, and then you have a plan, and then you have, when the audience, they might feel different. So I try to really be open with that. So I don't. The thing of melting things, it comes natural, and I'm not afraid of failing that. I try to be vulnerable.
That's nice.
Which also I think it's a quality that everything should be perfection these days.
Yeah, there's
and reaching an audience who just want to go to a concert. They want to see that this person is human too.
Yeah, I agree. And as you said, it's much more about a mindset. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you're open to try to understand other people's taste for music. Yeah. It's more about this mindset and letting all your background flow through you, because, your folk music is probably could be what your grandmother was into, right? And you have some emotional connection with some of this repertoire, isn't it?
I think this thing because I was playing, straight ahead jazz in my 20s, and I went to actually Chile. A friend of mine, bass player, René Sandoval, that we met in Malmö. And we started playing this more or less straight ahead swinging jazz. But he brought me to Chile for the first time, so it was my first international tour. And actually, the drummer also, Alejandro Espinosa, whom I met there through René, we played together now on this tour.
Oh yeah, recently.
Yeah. So
That's
we were
nice.
reunited after 12 years.
That's nice. Oh, yeah.
But then we did a gig for the Swedish Embassy. And I said I play maybe a folk song from Scandinavia, but with these guys from Chile. But I didn't say, this is Swedish. You have to sound this way.
Okay.
Play it as your music.
Okay.
And then I said, this is interesting. I think I will do that a little more. So every time I go to different countries, I try to, put the flavor on the music, the Swedish. Like amazing cultural exchange in Congo, Kinshasa, last September. Thanks to a very music-loving Swedish ambassador there, Henrik Rosband. He invited me down there to meet a piano player from Congo, Kinshasa, and we did 2 pianos.
Okay.
He had some song he sang, and I played the piano, and then I played with bass, drums, percussion, and saxophone at the Kinshasa Jazz Festival. Swedish songs, but with the rumba Congolese groove.
All right, that's nice.
And I thought, how can we? I don't speak French. How can we connect and make a good show at a big festival? Easy chords, like 3-4 chords, but they put the rhythm.
Okay.
And I have the melody and harmony. So it was really fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm very, very curious about. This, I could say, experimentations and combining your tradition with musicians from a different tradition, adding rhythms to it and spice.
Yeah.
How would that go? First of all, how would sound the Swedish folk stuff? I have no idea.
Could be the thing, since I haven't, since I don't have that folk background, I have to research myself.
Okay.
And when I did my first solo album, I thought, what should I record? Because I'm a jazz musician, and now I'm playing this. How should get a review and all that? But I thought, well, it's we're known for the melancholy, the vemod, we said.
All right, okay.
And there's one tune on my solo album called Dreams of Belonging, but the song is really serenade.
Okay.
And it's about the forest. And the thing with Swedish folk music, I discovered is that it can change between the minor and the major. It can be in the same measure. So it's like a blues type of blues.
Oh, yeah.
And that's nice. Interesting.
Sounds a bit modal.
Yeah. And then since you have this, so that's the
encounters the
that's the blues, the Swedish blues. I think it's interesting that folk music from any country, that's the blues.
Okay.
The blues from that country.
From that country, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
because blues is very folk from America.
Yeah.
Cool.
But instead of that, if you have so it melts, but it's still the blues is there.
It's very mysterious too.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Viking tradition? Because we get a lot of that, especially with TV series and stuff. Music is very nice. Usually there's some growls like.
Yeah.
Is it also from the Swedish background?
I don't have much input of that. I mean, there is yoik.
Oh yeah.
But I won't even try to give a fair impression of that.
Okay.
But
it's not so harmonic too, right?
No, that's a mono thing, I would say.
Okay.
But I think I didn't before when you asked for some typical the Nordic vibe there. If I a song would be like the. Let's see. That could be the melody.
Nice, okay.
And then, since an improviser, I can do all sort of things with that, starting out with just creating this thing as I feel, and maybe and just orchestrate while I'm playing.
Okay.
Improvising, whatever I feel.
Okay, so now I want to hear a little. I want to listen to you playing. Just play stuff. Yes.
Can do this, yeah. Depending on these moments here now.
I hear the combination of, that's what I want to hear you playing, to get that inspiring combination of the three backgrounds, like the folk stuff, jazz stuff, but also the classical stuff.
Yeah.
Many times the way you sound, the way you play, interpret, it's very classical also.
I like to how to say, approach melodies in a classical way.
Okay.
I mean, as far as concerned, the melody and the phrasing.
I see what you mean.
Because I think a lot of piano players, they miss that point and play
licks.
Yeah, no, they play the melody as a, you know, piano is a percussive instrument, but you know, if you treat a melody as percussion, you know, a hammer.
I see what you mean.
I like piano players who phrase as singers.
I see what you mean.
You know,
okay.
because if you're singing, you won't sing. You won't sing.
Let's see.
You make some notes stand out and so.
Also that dynamics and
The dynamics and so. So I like that the classical approach from melody. And it's an acoustic instrument is they're different. Every acoustic instrument has an history with the wood. So you can say that someone has played on this instrument. Keith Jarrett has played this grand piano. But if you say, Keith Jarrett has played this one, you can't. There's nothing from him in my opinion, in this. Like if he has played it,
it's harder to get the energy from the players.
Yeah.
In an electric instrument.
Yeah.
But many times the wooden instrument get the energy of everyone who has played on it.
Yes,
I agree with you. There's like a mysterious atmosphere around the instrument. Right?
Their soul, it's in the walls and the wood.
Let's see. Yeah, that's nice. Tell me about your album, the Dreams
Belonging.
Dreams of Belonging.
Yeah.
What were the inspirations?
It took a long time to find, as I said, the music to record, because you're doing your first album. You're totally new in that thing, and should I record with a group or should I do solo? So I went again for the hardest way. I do solo piano. And the inspiration took some time, or the material took some time to find out what to record, what was me. But I record my concerts, a lot of performances I do. So I've been listening to the music I've been performing for the years before. And I thought, this is me now. This is my voice. So I think I find folkloric thing and mix it with improvisation, jazz, and classical. So the album I found some tunes. It's mostly Swedish tunes actually, and 3 of my songs and 1 cover from John Hartford, "Gentle on My Mind."
Okay,
that's the one that is out of the box there.
Okay. And there's a lot of room also for improvisation during the recording of the album.
Yeah.
Like every time you perform your songs, it comes out different.
Yeah. I have some arrangement that comes when I start preparing the tunes.
Okay.
And then I've been sticking to them. The hard thing is then to remember.
Okay.
I haven't had time to really write down. I need someone to help me to get it on paper while I'm playing, probably record MIDI, and then you can see what I'm doing.
When on daily basis, on gigs that you do,
mm-hmm.
do you usually play your own songs or cover stuff?
It has been too much on my own.
Yeah, with that American singer.
Yeah.
Is it usually your songs?
That's from the standard repertoire.
Oh right, okay.
But it's not the most her tunes. She's very good at finding tunes.
Yeah, okay.
Sharon Clark is her name, by the way.
Okay, Sharon Clark.
Yeah, so she's good at finding tunes that hasn't been overdone. They sound familiar, but they are not done so much.
Cool.
Not these days. I mean, obviously they're done in.
Yeah, this is very important for a singer, right? To find the correct song for that voice and interpretation.
Sure. So it's finding those things, and then I mean, it's as I said, doing 4 or 5 people's work. It's a lot. So with that project, we trying to find own material that I would compose, and she would write lyrics.
Okay, cool, nice.
When the time comes, I have 2 kids, by the way.
Oh yeah,
2 small kids now.
How is the name of your Brazilian fiancée?
Karina.
Yeah. Nice. Olá, Karina. And the 2 kids from her.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it from the pandemic? Is it like is a pandemic balance, positive balance? Yeah. Oliver was born. Our son was born here in São Paulo. Okay, cool.
10 days before my 40th birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the very good
And
gift.
yeah,
That's
amazing. And our daughter Ayla was born in Sweden.
I see.
So, and they came close. They came, I think it's 18 or 19 months between them. So we are here now, the whole family.
Nice, that's nice.
So the thing with just having, I think today I'm just gonna be creative. It's hard.
I know what you're talking about. And what about your parents? But your father, is he still alive?
Yeah.
Right. How does he see you? I mean, now as a player, as a improviser and composer, because he was worried at one point that you wouldn't, like establish yourself as a professional.
Yeah. No, I think they're very proud.
Cool. You talk about music. I mean, about piano stuff.
Yeah, we get together and listen to music and so, and we even do concerts together.
Oh, that's cool.
Where he plays classical, and we have been doing like, if we have a classical piece and he ends the piece and letting one note ring.
Okay.
So I'm very careful not to jazz up things and make it jazzy, but really to respect what is written by the composer, but take the mode. And you have, let's say he's finished a piece ending like that, and I can stay in the same mood, and I go. Continue in a vibe, but you have the listener because the mode is not broken.
Nice, that's very
So we've been doing a little bit of that, and we also did a piece. We play forehand piano.
Okay.
He would do like what was it, Hungarian waltz or something.
Okay.
So in our concert we take that, and he plays. We do it forehand as we did 37 years ago when because he taught me to play. So we take the same piece, play together, and then he leave the chair. We sit together and play, and I improvise.
Ah, that's nice. That's cool.
And then we come back, and maybe he improvises a little bit in his way, and then we finish together.
That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
I always love this music connection within the family. It's a very strong thing.
Yeah.
Music connection is already very strong. You said it. The drummer you met 12 years ago, we still bonded, and there's this affinity. And when that happens within a family, it's even stronger.
Yeah.
Right? So having a father that, taught you and keeps it going. And stuff.
And a supporting mom.
Yeah. Cool.
The person there's behind the support, and my fiance Karina is amazing with supporting what I'm doing, and so she worked with documentary films.
Oh yeah, cool, nice.
So being a freelance and the hard work, and because when our daughter Ayla was born in April last year, her mom was in Sweden. She came over, and I just got an email there, like a nice tour with an American band that has, they have everything that I don't have with the tour buses, everything set up. I just have to go on board or fly to London, and 2 weeks we play London Palladium, Olympia, the biggest venue. And I said 2 weeks. Well, okay. My daughter was 2 weeks too.
Okay.
So I, leaving at that point was kind of hard. And I said, no, I won't do it. And then she said, no, you're going to do it. It's a great opportunity for you playing these venues like symphony halls, and the band is Postmodern Jukebox.
I don't know that.
No.
Is it?
they're very, very popular. They take songs, modern songs, and do them in different styles.
Ah, I see. Cool.
So I mean, YouTube phenomenon with millions of subscribers. And,
cool.
I said, well, you know, I can even I can put my input on this music too. Not so much, but I have some opportunities when I.
What's the name again of the band?
Postmodern Jukebox.
I am a Google freak.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's right
all about
here.
the bass.
Right. Cool.
So I mean, but I had some opportunities there to really put my my whole background in, because I had an open intro for some song, and then
the first version that pops up here is "Don't Stop Believing."
Okay.
By Journey. Did you play that with them?
I don't remember.
Okay. So.
But then, I mean, I did an intro, and then Casey.
Video is amazing too.
Yeah, they really have a lot of videos. They're putting out a lot of social media.
Great production.
That's nice. Sure, touring worldwide. I mean, yeah.
I'm subscribing.
All right.
Right now. I liked it.
But she supported me when I went with them for.
Yeah, that's important. I mean,
2 weeks is I think okay, but now it's also I want to be home with the family.
When you met her, you told me you met her in Denmark, right?
Uh-huh.
Was she? I mean, was it a gig from you? Were you playing?
Well. How can I say this? We met through a common friend.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
nice.
And she came to my gig there, and yeah, it was sparkle.
That's nice.
I remember. You know, I had it was a gig with Sharon, and we played Montmartre in Copenhagen.
Nice,
great venue. And she came. Well, she texted me first, like, I see you playing here, but I'm not sure. I haven't got paid yet, so it's pretty expensive tickets. I say, come on, you know, of course you should come. I invite you for this, and we met, and she came. We had a. First of all, you have a great show, a great concert, and you just high on that energy. And she was there, and we hadn't met that many times. Actually, just one time before during the summer. But she came and she put on this gorgeous dress, and in my this energy. This is nice material, you know. It's a nice material, yeah. She thought, is this Scandinavian man how they approach me? I mean, like that. No, but it wasn't comfortable. But it was this.
You were really mentioning about the dress.
I would say not leather, but you know, jeopard. The pattern. The pattern.
Okay,
the pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like yeah. And then we went to jam session 4 days later, and game over.
Nice.
It was impossible to deny that it was something there.
It's so nice the way you talk about her. Very, very nice. Very passionate, and I love it. Okay. I am not a great improviser, but I'd love to, play something with you.
Wonderful.
We don't play the same kind of stuff, but we'll find ways of communicate through music.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me like few chords, like easy stuff that we can start, a starting point.
Yeah.
Let me tune up first. You want to give me a starting point?
Yeah, you.
Something that we can.
You start and I.
Yeah. Nice. I like that.
We have to stop meeting like this.
Yeah.
No, or continue meeting.
Let's continue like this. I like it. Let's go major now. I would stay playing like this forever. Sometimes it's hard to guide myself through harmonies when it goes like, okay. If I hear it, sometimes I don't know where you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't have that much of a practice of following the other player like this.
But it's I mean, just that we made some music right now, we're not even speaking about what we should play. No,
right,
totally different backgrounds, but the ears guide you, and there's nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we communicated. Yeah.
That's nice. Very, very good. So, what are your plans for? I mean, for next years? Now you have kids.
Yeah.
You have established career. People know you, and you have partners that hire you everywhere. So, what are your goals?
I have some. I know as far as work concerned, I have already, when we come back to Sweden the same week, I have a solo performance, and then I have few concerts. But the thing there that you always have to do the booking. In my case, myself, I haven't this year. I haven't bothered too much. I'm not too worried that I don't have the energy this year. I did a send out for bookings like in the beginning of the year, but now I'm not so stressed with what's happening. But goals is just to continue, and I mean to play nice venues and so some solo thing. What I would like to do is like solo concerts in piano festivals in Europe. So that more of those things. Great venues, listening audience, like auditorium or concert hall or so.
Nice.
But
only you. When you mean solo, it's like only you or the group of the drum?
No,
bass and drums.
No, it's solo.
Cool.
Yeah. So goals and also to find some new repertoire and really get my solo thing. I mean, I can do. I have solo concerts coming up, which I can pull off like 1 hour or so myself. But to really just be better at that, reach a higher artistic level, musical level. So the goal is, I mean, then to try and practice.
Nice.
So I'm not, and the booking thing there, I left a little aside and tried to focus on the music.
That's great. You know, I've been dreaming about it. I really would like to go back and study stuff.
Yeah, the study, exactly.
I'd love to. You know, there's so many things. Also the piano. I'd like to. Obviously, I know the basic piano that I use for writing songs. But I'd like to practice it more. Not to be a great pianist or anything, but to express myself more freely. You know, through the piano.
But you have classical background with the guitar?
A little bit. I had a
but
little,
the touch and all that, that's what I like.
Yeah, I had some classic practice, but mainly the Brazilian stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But with that you get a long way.
This is the samba that I wrote. I wrote a samba here for the Flow group, which is it's a group that holds different podcasts, such as this Studios Flow, that hosts podcasts such as Amplifica.
Yeah.
And we're having this we're covering the carnival, broadcasting the carnival here in São Paulo, and I wrote this samba. This is very typical of.
But with that type of, I mean, I'm so envious that all this Brazilian music, it's your music, it's your folk music, and you have this, and you're proud of it. At least what I can what I learned. Maybe not everyone even know it exists these days, but the tradition and the proudness to play this music in this country. Because we were in a park, and I think what you categorize in more music would be tropicalia.
Okay.
But still, Brazilian music sung in Portuguese. And if this would be in Sweden, if someone would have a guitar there and sing in a park, it would be like Rolling Stones or something, American things singing English. So this thing, original from the country, I found it very nice.
Yeah.
That you have this rich tradition and so.
Yeah, and this is something that it's getting lost here in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the younger generations, they don't feel so attached to the old Brazilian stuff.
No.
Obviously, there's still new Brazilian artists coming, but with lots of American influences and I mean, became more international music. But I really love it. I like the Brazilian
I'm
stuff.
I'm studying the Brazilian piano styles and all those. Because there is music for the piano written in Brazil. The piano tradition is rich. Like in Europe, you have the classical composers. So and the different styles, and that the piano has a role in the music. So I'm learning about the different styles and all that, and really checking out.
There are two singers you have to check out. Elis Regina, have you heard of her? Did you hear of her?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And Elza Soares.
Yeah.
Elza Soares is also another great singer with piano stuff and very red.
When I'm here, I played Brazilian music, and we put some of the Swedish songs in Brazilian way. The thing of combining. So if we had a song, I guess in Sweden. So I did. Exactly. And that worked very well. Finding those melodies.
The rhythm is very important in Brazil.
Yeah.
The rhythm also for the melodies. Also for the melody.
Yeah.
It's very melodic. The Portuguese music, the music that we inherited from Portugal, is also very melancholic. Lots of melancholy on it. And the rhythms mainly from Africa, from our African descendants, and so is that melancholy. Samba is basically the melancholy and melodies from Portugal, and the rhythms from Africa. So it's very unique.
Can you trace some interest from influencers from Fado in
here?
Yes.
Fado is very melancholic, very dark and sad many times. Intimate, not sad, but intimate.
Yeah.
And samba is like, it's more like expensive. So Brazilian music is a combination of these two sides. Very dynamic in emotional.
How do saudade?
Saudade, the word saudade. That
you can't really explain, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a feeling.
There's no specific translation for that. Yeah.
In Sweden, we have a word called not that passionate, but lagom. Lagom. It's in the middle. So typical Swedish. It's not too excited. You're not too sad, but it's okay. It's actually a good thing it's lagom. It's just perfect.
Oh yeah.
But it's not as happy as perfect. It's like, it's good. It's perfect. But
this is a huge cultural difference because Brazilians hate lagom.
Yeah.
They're either down to the bottom or they're hysterical. We don't want to be in the middle. No. Serious, it's a cultural thing. We're either my world is ending or
I experienced those emotions. In the last 2 years. It's an emotional
holocaust.
That roller coaster I experienced. And I was trying to find a way how to deal with it, because if I am not intellectually prepared for this emotional roller coaster, I get run over, and it takes me some hours to get back into the the reality.
Yeah, not only with your fiancé, but I mean everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's typical.
Yeah, sure.
It's typical.
Yeah,
we're basically like that all the time. So it's you get used. I mean, when you're old.
Yeah. It's I have different strategies, because if you it's not too good. It's not good to be prepared for the worst all the time.
Yeah.
Or it's just
be, right?
It just I think I just have to learn to try to get up faster if you get hit by something like that. Okay, it's nothing. It's it will pass or
yeah. I mean, it's like if you die of a tsunami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, but with music, it's better than you put it all out there, all the emotions out there, than the thing we talked about with education and in school, that you can play everything perfect. You play the music as it was written, but it was totally wrong on another level.
Okay. Because it wasn't perfect on...
Someone said, probably a classical musician, or someone listening to a classical performer. Yeah, he played everything right, but it was so wrong, because I didn't feel anything. It was just still, if you have a piece of paper, you need to make music out of it. It's not about hitting those notes. It's how much you put in.
Creating the spirit. I mean, bringing the music to life. If music comes to life and as a spirit, like surrounding the room. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's not easy to make it.
No.
It could sound fake many times.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of notes that boring people.
Maybe even harder for classical musicians to, or you're playing someone else's music and they've written how you should feel at this moment in classical. Like you should feel this passage of notes should be very sad, but you feel very happy at the moment. You have to.
Yeah. No, kind of get what you mean. Tell me about your when you turned 38 in Taiwan. There was something special that happened when people singing singing happy birthday for you. How was it?
That was overwhelming also, because the whole group was very tiring, because we were traveling from Denmark to Taiwan. It was kind of a stressful thing. It was a long flight with many moments of uncertainty. It didn't go according to the plan. Less sleep and almost getting trapped in China, because went in the wrong line. Like you have to go into China, then out of China. And
I see it.
Where we were border control, it was like, okay, now it's boarding. So it's still security and a lot of stress, and getting after the travel, it was straight to the performance.
Oh, because you guys got a little bit late.
No, we were on time, but it was just a couple of hours. You have to go to the sound check, and then so that reaction then that it's my birthday today, and Sharon had got a cake. For me, the promoter came out with and gave me on stage, and now we're going to sing happy birthday. And then he said, do you realize how does it feel to have 50,000 people singing for you in Mandarin and English? I said, well, nice. You don't understand it at the moment.
But 50,000 people were singing happy birthday for you.
Yeah.
Wow. It was like a huge arena.
It was a park or open space outside.
Open space. Nice, huh? That's nice.
Yeah.
To chill a little bit from the stress.
Yeah, it was nice after the show, also to relax. Now we are here. We made it.
Great. Do you plan to have some? Oh, okay, right there. This is when it happened.
All
right. Oh, you wear a suit when you perform. That's nice. Oh, so people are singing birthday for you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yes.
That's cool. Esse aí pode botar o som porque não dá pau. Maravilha. There's an orchestra on the side.
They were playing after us, a big band.
Ah, okay, big band. Okay, cool. That's nice. Very good. So, anything else that you want to bring up? I have another question. Before that, do you have plans to form like a group of Brazilian players or to meet with other Brazilian players? Because you have plans to stay in Brazil, right?
No.
No?
Visit.
Oh, just for visit.
Okay. For now. But the quality of the players here is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the drummers, they can play with such intensity at a low volume.
You're right.
And just keep that intensity. And not the tempo is just not going up and down. They're just same intensity, but at a low volume.
Yeah.
And bass players. So I'm meeting, I'm playing, trying to get gigs and play with Brazilian musicians here. And then, I mean, every time I come, I will get together with them and play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know,
But I like to play with different. I would like to try different musicians. Mm-hmm. I had my own groups in Sweden. You playing trio, well, mostly trio. But then I found out that okay, if I have my group now, what if I found a better bass player, better drummer? So can I still play with them? So I had a hard time just having one group. So that's why I don't have. I have the solo thing, and I go to countries and play with different people.
Nice. Yeah, it would be fun. I'd love to see you mixing your stuff with a Brazilian group. You know, like trying to.
We did. We've been doing it.
Oh, that's nice.
I put some on YouTube. We played a jazz club here, so we did that. But just to expand it, you know, the repertoire and get more into, for me, the Brazilian music. And also find Swedish songs.
Cool. I'd like to see it. I'd like to watch it. I'll ask Guilherme, your manager.
Yeah.
Your current manager.
Yeah, talk to him.
I will talk to him and he'll tell me. Good. All right. Is there anything you want to add to people, like your contacts, where they find you?
Yeah, sure. I think Instagram works very well in Latin America, and in these days you have the visual, you know, the visual. It's a lot about the visuals also today.
Yes.
But for me, it's Instagram. I have a website, I think Instagram, YouTube. Some more subscribers on the YouTube is good. I've heard you can you reach that numbers, and you can actually get into like the Spotify count off now.
Yes.
No, but yeah.
And also, the people will look for you and they type Mattias Nilsson, double T and double S. They will find a character, a video game character.
Yeah.
So, is it inspired on you? I mean, because the guy is a Swedish guy, isn't it? So this is Mattias Nilsson, spelled exactly the same as your name, and it's supposed to be Swedish.
I've seen this face, but I don't know this.
It's a nice coincidence, isn't it? If you wear those glasses,
and maybe we can team up, you know, to
yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I mean, you fight with music, and he's the Sweden's elite Arctic Rangers. Yeah, from the Arctic.
Yeah, that's another.
Yeah, but that's
guy.
not him, okay? When you type, you go Mattias Nilsson on Instagram, that's him.
I think Mattias Nilsson official.
Official, double F.
Yeah, that's Instagram.
That's your Instagram.
But also with Google, I got a good rate. It just if you put Mattias Nilsson jazz, that works. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because after 2,000 gigs around the world and 19 years of career, people already know you, and that's good. So, thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.
And I hope you come more often. I hope to see you playing and combining as you do all your combinations of styles, but also Brazilian music because I
love the Brazilian music.
And I feel that your music fits a lot into Brazilian styles.
The Swedish folk music needs rhythm. Do not. Well, it's different traditions, but I like to, as I said, mix it up, and with the Brazilian, it works very well.
Nice.
Adding the rhythms.
Great. So now we will play some more as I will announce the entity that will bring not an end to this episode, but we'll put this cycle will end, and it starts another cycle, an endless cycle, when this episode will be on the cosmos of YouTube, and in 237 years from now, the people from other planet, they will discover this VHS tape. And it will be probably under a pyramid, and we don't know how we
the
ended up there.
The lost tapes.
Yeah, the lost tape. Yeah, play some more for us. Play a song from you. One of your stuff.
My songs.
So this is your own theme?
No, this was a cover, but a piano player, Swedish, Tore Svanerud.
All right.
Not well known, but I like to find songs that is not, that is not played that much, and also particularly from piano players.
Oh, nice.
Trying to find.
Now you have to play another one because it was too nice.
I will play another one from another piano player.
Great.
His name is Gunnar Svensson.
Also Swedish.
Yeah. Svensson is a very common name in.
Yeah.
Svensson, also Nilsson. So.
Okay, so son from someone.
Yeah.
Someone's son.
Someone's son, a piano player. This one is called Svallvågor.
Which means?
It's about the water, the ocean with waves.
Okay.
So I can do that and team up and then go into... You know, can I have these combinations.
It has the same vibe.
No, this goes like this.
I found the wrong chord, sorry. I'm sorry. You know, this is a standard. Everyone should know here in Brazil. But if I don't read, I get completely lost. So many chords and so clever, the melody. But I'm very glad that you like it and you...
It was my first tune I learned by ear.
Oh, yeah.
Combining my dad taught me you have the classical field, and then we play this. So the circle comes together with my life now, also with the Brazilian tradition. So I play it now here, and when I include it in my solo repertoire as well.
That's nice. All right. So now, just play some music for us to invoke the entity. Just make atmosphere music.
Atmosphere music.
For us. A gente vai ficando por aqui, pessoal. Que vamos invocar então a entidade. Thank you, Mattias, for your coming. Thanks a lot. I wish all the great success for you and great luck. Thanks for your music, for your presence, for sharing your knowledge and your talent with us. Be always welcome to come back. And agora a gente invoca ela. Ela está chegando, ela está sobre nós. É uma bruma leve, muito leve, que merece palavras tranquilas, como por exemplo: